and welcome to Strength-Based Marketing. I'm Pat Dewar. I've got a great show today because this guest, Sherry Prindle, has been a friend of mine for a number of years now. She has inspired me, coached me, amazing results that I've been able to receive from her information. She is a coach's coach. She coaches other coaches to create certification and create wealth in their life. And I'm really honored to have her on because here's somebody that has been a speaker, has done TV, has traveled internationally, and is an author. She's got a lot to offer. And so with that, I'll get right to it. Welcome, Sherry Prindle to Strength-Based Marketing.
It is always a pleasure anytime I can interact with the famous Pat Dewar. Thank you so much.
You're too kind. It's so much fun. We did a show a couple of years ago together, and it was a blast. I was amazed at how not just professional you are, but how good you are at really guiding, even guiding the conversation from the guest side. I thought that was fascinating. And so today it'll be a lot of fun. A lot of people are really looking for ideas to relaunch after COVID-19 lockdown. It's kind of weird in Texas. As soon as they said, okay, y'all are free, everybody went masked, and then Walmart was full. And you're like, I don't think that was what they really meant to say.
Right.
But people started doing that. But people are still going bankrupt. People are still struggling. People are very confused. And when you're looking at the different business owners out there and speakers and authors and people that are trying to grow their business now, it's a different universe. This is the new normal for now. What would you really encourage people to do? And even beyond that, what are things that I really want to say, what are some action steps? Maybe I should stop there. Go ahead and tell me now.
So first of all, imagine that what has happened with COVID-19 is a metamorphosis of the planet where we all become superheroes. And the key is to find your superpower and offer that to the world. And I really am not even joking. I will tell you that over this time, the people that have gone bankrupt have sometimes just absolutely been the victim of just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. But a lot of times it's because they tried to continue doing business as usual. And what we need to do is do business as needed in this new world. So I have a superpower. You mentioned what it was, Patrick. I tend to be a person that is able to look and see what's going on with people and figure out this is the action steps. This is what you need to do right now. So that's what I've done. I've looked at the world since this. I have never been more successful than over the past 2 months during this time, because this time has allowed me to be in my lane and stay in my lane and not have to diversify just to make a living the way most of us have to do, because I'm able to look and say, ooh, these people need to know how to conduct virtual meetings. Ooh, these people need to understand how to make a good impression via the internet. Ooh, these people need to figure out how to automate their business and offer service remotely. Ooh, these people need, and so I've absolutely done is just gone in and said, you all need to learn how to do this. Can I create a course for you? You all need to learn how to do this. Can I create a course? That's what I do. I create and deliver courses. So that's all I've been doing. And I've been able to do it on my own because all the infrastructure out there that was being the deliverer of courses isn't liquid enough, fluid enough, quick enough to be able to meet those immediate needs. So think about what your superpower is and offer it to the world. And I would say, offer it free first. So you and I have talked about this before, Patrick. One of the things I've told my clients to do is contact all the people who are in your prospect list and offer a free webinar for their employees, because most of my people are coaches and speakers and trainers, right? So offer a free webinar for their employees, offer a video, do something where you say, I know that you're in the thick of it right now, and what I'd love to do is relieve any pressure or stress you may have. I've put together this program that is designed to help your employees feel engaged and feel like they're a part of something bigger, and improve their time management, whatever your superpower is. And it's the coolest thing in the world, because just offering it gets you credit for having done it, even if you don't do it. Like, even if they say no, even if the fact that you offered it. And what that's going to allow us to do is, in the new normal, we're going to be the go-to person that people go to. So my question is, are people hearing from you? And if they're not hearing from you, they're not going to come to you after it's all over. So people need to hear from you, not about what your products and services are, not about business as usual, but like, I did a goofy thing where, for my coach certification, I really didn't want to offer it for free. I feel like that's not fair to the people who have paid to be in it, and it's valuable. So you know what I did was, I did a certify now, pay later option. So everyone paid $100 down, and anybody who pays $100 can take my class, get certified as a coach. Then I've been offering a bunch of free webinars for coaches, saying, here's how you need to offer your coaching services out there. Will some people not pay when we come back to normal? Some people won't pay. That's fine. That's because in the end, the goal was to be out there and be front of mind, and be on a different level than people saw me before COVID. So what is your superpower? What is it that you're good at? Create something in that, post about that, offer help about that, but create something about that and offer it for free to your prospects, or offer some kind of a special, do it now, pay later, something that's going to show people that you're willing to meet them halfway, but that they still need you.
That's amazing. I know that so many people, they hear that word free and they go, well, people take advantage of me, and I go, yes.
Please take advantage of me. It's all right with me.
and and then you got to realize that there's a really even more powerful principle, law in the universe. It's called reciprocity. And when people, I think, what do you, don't you call these little free things
Little
pink
pink
spoons?
spoons. Yeah.
Yeah.
So should I talk about the pink spoons? So think about
Yeah,
Baskin
it's I,
Robbins.
you know, it's an inside joke, but what's the story
Yeah.
behind the little pink spoon?
Yeah, so think about Baskin Robbins, 31 flavors. You go in there and they'll give you as many little pink spoons of tasting kinds of ice cream as you want. And if you know anything about the restaurant business, it's all about P&L, profit and loss. And those little pink spoons cost them money. So there's got to be a return on investment for them giving out pink spoons. So when I ask people, what's the benefit to Baskin Robbins of giving out free ice cream in these little pink spoons? They always say, well, you get to try before you buy, so you might buy more. Okay, that might make Baskin Robbins 75 cents, you know? Well, you get to try before you buy, so you won't buy something you don't like and badmouth Baskin Robbins and say you don't like it. Excellent. That might make you about $40. But what you're really going to get, because notice the value of avoiding a complaint is much higher than the value of customer satisfaction, if you know how customer service works, right? But then if it's what's really making you the hundreds and thousands of dollars is the reciprocity. So the law of reciprocity says that if I provide something of value for you, you feel an almost compulsive need to pay me back. So Patrick, you create all this goodwill in the world with all of the amazing information that you share in the world. And therefore, I know of you as being a person that when you need something, you can call in 1,000 favors, you know, and you rarely do that, but you're positioned in the world to be able to do that, right? Because of reciprocity. So because Baskin Robbins gave me this free ice cream, then I feel like I owe them and I want to give them my business. So that's really what this whole idea of whatever you offer free, be it that you do great social media posts that people say, man, I really benefit from those. Be it that you're on that you do team meetings at your job via like Microsoft Teams or whatever. And on those meetings, you smile and you provide a positive attitude. Think about things that people come up to you later when they see you and they say, oh, you know, I just wanted you to know that I really find that you're always this way, or I appreciate this aspect. You've all got things like that. That's your superpower. And it may be something goofy, like you smile and make people feel welcome. Smile and make people feel welcome. Do a webinar that's designed to increase morale and help people feel welcome and part of a team in their at-home work capacity. You've got that superpower, and that's what it is. And when you give out little pink spoons, then if it's a little pink spoon of your superpower, then it's a big pink spoon and opens up lots of reciprocity.
I totally agree. It's one of the things that you do that I think a lot of businesses really need. And it's so funny because we got to work together recently, and it was a lot of fun. I really love working with Sherry Prindle, folks. She's one of these ladies that if you ever get to see her teach, you're gonna go, oh my God, she's so good. And she is. But while she's teaching, she's doing her thing, and then all of a sudden she goes, well, let's learn a little bit about, what you guys really want to get out of this. And she whips out this mind map software. And boy, talk about shifting a gear. All of a sudden, this woman who is a great presenter gets into this groove, and it was like her state changed, the way that she interacted changed, everything began to show up. And then all of a sudden they started interacting and giving her ideas, and she started putting this on this thing, this mind map of how she was going to create this course in front of them.
All right, you're going to give me the screen?
Them.
It's your fault. It's your fault. You're going to let me take the screen on this?
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Are you?
Oh
right.
Gosh.
You got to go in and enable
get
that
ready.
stuff. But you
This
opened
one
it. You started
might
it.
be okay. So this show might be a little longer, but it'll be worth it because
the benefit of going live is that crazy stuff like this happens. And what Patrick said about this show going longer, it may not. Because what I like about mind mapping is it makes things go fast. It lets thoughts go fast. It lets plans happen fast.
Please take the reins.
All right, you've got to enable that thing on
and
this.
I got to enable that. Okay, let's see where I can do that. That would be
so while he's doing that,
see, I think I've got it though.
All right. So absolutely you do. Okay. So what mind mapping you may have learned in school or something is that if you had an idea, like you needed to write a book report, then you said, okay, you kind of brainstormed all the things you wanted to say about the book, and then you arranged them into an outline and you wrote the book report. So I never learned that in school. I learned mind mapping in my 30s. And when I learned it, the angels began to sing. And I used to have ideas, but once I learned how to mind map, my ideas became projects that became lucrative and helpful in the world. So Patrick, our conversation today is about getting back and how to successfully get back, right? So let's brainstorm for a minute. In order to successfully get back, then you actually have to, I said to use your superpower. We talked about pink spoons. We talked about social media. And let's just assume, can I assume that a lot of your viewers are like life change professional coaches and speakers and
yeah, most of them, it ends up being entrepreneurs and speakers, and yes, so thought leaders. Go ahead.
Okay. So meet needs, you have to be able to do like be able to deliver customer service remotely. You have to figure out the financials, of course. And you have to figure out, I got meet needs. Patrick, what else do you have for me here?
So these are just the things that people do already. That's what you're saying, right?
Or just some of the aspects of getting back that we might want to consider.
Okay.
If we're doing
I would say reconnecting with top 20% of your clients.
Mm-hmm. It's funny, Patrick and I did a sales seminar together, and that was a big insight, is to be able to really reassess. And I actually literally just wrote a course about delivering customer service remotely in the new normal. And one of the things that I said in that was, you might want to resegment your customer base. So right now you have them segmented by certain things, but now you might have to look and see, is there some other different segmentation I need to use? Like the ones who are distancing and the ones who aren't, the ones who are requiring remote service versus the ones who still want to do face-to-face, the ones who are boycotting certain types of businesses. There may be a new segmentation that goes on. So I'm just going to say, think about segmentation, and that top 20 might be a different breed than it was before. What's going on here?
Yeah, and then the other thing about the top 20 that I always encourage is find out who their vendors are, because if you find out who their vendors are serving your client with other
Ooh,
titles.
there.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Other people that do what you serve those people for.
Mhm.
So what are some other things that, when you look at getting back, what are some other areas that you see? Talk to people, research. Now, what about, I've seen some people, they're coming out with during this time period, they actually redid or created new product
Mhm.
to bring into the marketplace. I know, I've done a
Mhm.
few things. You've probably done a few things like that.
Yes, absolutely. So the fact is, um, this whole idea of teaching, I mean, I literally have a product that I created, which is how to do effective meetings virtually, and I've sold so many copies of that. I mean, I used to, hey, you need some training, and I'd go for years and get nobody wanting to buy one of my training classes. That particular class, oh my goodness, I've sold so many of those. Everyone needs that class, right? So I'm offering it at like a 50% discount from what a normal class would cost, but it's still a lot more than I'm making just facilitating someone else's class, right? So talk to people. This is a weird thing. Patrick, you're talking to people. People, it's weird. Have you gone to Walmart? You talked about going to Walmart. Have you gone to Walmart and noticed how we're either treating everybody like they're infected, and just because you might be infected, I can't even make eye contact with you because eye contact passes coronavirus, right?
Absolutely. I've heard that on some, I read that on the internet.
Right?
And we,
Or they're doing this thing where they almost look at you with these with eyes that are more genuine than you see from a stranger ever, right? Where they really, when you actually will make eye contact with them and say hello, they crave that attention so much that you can see it in their eyes that they're grateful, and that you've made a genuine connection by saying hi at Walmart because no one else is, right? So talk to people, actually call
yeah, I
people,
was going to say that would be a huge thing, is how are you communicating? And are you? That's great.
So this is just a really tiny little example, but the fact is, if you start thinking, then those thoughts will probably go out into the ether and be things you thought about. If you want these thoughts to become things you do, mind map them. You can grab a scratch piece of paper. You don't need fancy software. Mind mapping isn't software, it's a technique. And you go ahead and take whatever it is that you want to talk about, and you put it in the middle of a circle, and you start brainstorming around the circle, and you start drawing arrows as to, you'd be amazed. It's just the way your brain wants to think. And when you get these thoughts, all of a sudden you've captured them and you've subgrouped them, you've chunked them together, and you've turned ideas into information. And then this information can be turned into knowledge when you share it with other people. And then that information and knowledge can become physical things in the world when you put them together into action plans. Remember, we're in a brand new world. It's been transformed. We're all superheroes. Find your superpower. It's that thing that people come tell you that they appreciate about you. Brainstorm, mind map out what aspects of your superpower are marketable. Figure out who the target might be. Figure out what the steps are. Figure out who you need to collaborate with. Get out and talk to people. Put out those pink spoons and reap the rewards of reciprocity.
Now,
Man, how was that for wrapping something up right there,
uh,
Patrick?
I'm loving it, except there's one more step. And share your screen again. You got to do it.
Really?
Because
All
here's the
right.
thing. This is the way Sherry Prindle creates
I
courses,
gotcha.
folks. She literally goes from this with a button to this.
Sorry, it was
Watch
two
this.
clicks, not one click.
That's
Sorry about
okay.
that,
No
everyone.
worries. But here's the thing. So often we see it and it's like, oh, that's a mess. And then all of a sudden she just went in 2 clicks to, now it's an outline.
Oh,
Okay.
you want me to do
But
more?
then there's the, well, what if I want to
Yeah.
actually create something that I could show at the next meeting.
But I spelled
So,
communicate wrong, so I've got to get rid of my communicatey and make it
yeah,
just
well, I'm one of those
communicate.
creative people that can think of 3 to 5 words that spell everything. So I didn't even notice, but
Was it
that's,
Mark Twain that said that who, what kind of person are you if you can't figure out more than one way to spell things, right?
I, I must be a really creative person then.
Exactly.
I
The boom, there's your PowerPoint presentation that you can do for your Zoom, right?
Exactly. And that's the thing that I'm so glad you shifted gears into this. And I hope you notice, folks, man, her state changed. She was like, oh, I mean, the angel sing. No, that was the Sherry singing from the inside out as she shifts into gear. And, that's just a couple of things that I want you to try to think about. How can you mind map? How can you make sure that you're creating? How can you move forward?
With your
Because
superpower.
strength based, it's so awesome to work with you, Sherry. It's so amazing. But I want you to as we close this up, um I'll continue to say this until, I don't know, people start doing it. Information with implementation creates transformation. Without action, nothing changes. Take action. I mean, Sherry showed you some great things. If somebody wanted to reach out to you, Sherry, how would they do that? How would they get a hold of you?
Thank you. Well, my name is there. I think you can see it under my thing on the Zoom. I don't know if they can
Yeah,
see
you
that. I
can.
think so. So just Sherry Prindle. So Sherry at sherryprindle.com, sherryprindle.com. And I'm also professionalcoachacademy.com. And you'll find me on social media. I'm one of the only Sherry Prindles in the world. And go ahead and consume some of my pink spoons.
Yeah, I know that's right. And then the other thing is that if you like what you're getting from strength-based marketing, this group, it's a private group, and we are. It's you have to, come through the right door. But if you like it, invite others. Get great minds in here. I love to really make other people shine and introduce them, so to speak, to the group. That's what so many of these videos are, is that we've got this incredible group of amazing minds. And I know that ideas are the things that we're all needing. There's lots of information out there, but you need ideas that what you act on. Because I know that in my mission, it's all about mentoring leaders to activate their power so they can create the destiny and the lifestyle that they want. So Sherry, thank you again for being on Strength-Based Marketing. It's such an honor to work with you. Your ideas, I love them. So thank you. And folks, I'll just let it go. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time.